Hello everyone. Welcome to another lecture on reasoning ability and problem solving. In today's lecture, we will discuss some practice questions from logical reasoning. So before we start, let us revise all the concepts that is required to solve questions from logical reasoning. The first concept you should know is the difference between odd and even numbers. So odd are numbers which ends with 1, 3, 5, 7 and 9. Similarly, even are numbers which ends with 0 and 2 and 4 and 6 and 8. Correct? These are their last digit. Then we have the concept of prime numbers. What are prime numbers? Prime numbers are numbers whose factors are 1 and the number itself. So you should remember prime numbers from 1 to 100. So between 1 to 100, there are 25 prime numbers. Correct? So prime numbers basically 2, 3, 5, 7, 11, 13 and so on. Then you should know squares and square roots of at least 1 to 30. And you should also know the cube and cube roots of at least 1 to 20. Apart from this, you should also know the table of 2 raised to the power x. That means 2 raised to the power 1 is 2. Similarly, 2 raised to the power 2 is 4. 2 raised to the power 3 is 6. 2 raised to the power 4 is 12. Sorry, this is 8 and this is 16. 2 raised to the power 5 is 32. 2 raised to the power 6 is 64. 2 raised to the power 7 is 128. Similarly, 2 raised to the power 8 will be, this will be 6 and we will basically multiply it by 2. So I'll get 16 and then 1 will be carried. This will be 5 and this will be 2. So 2 raised to the power 8 will be 256 and so on. So this much information you can either calculate or remember. I prefer calculating because sometimes remembering this much information can be a little tricky. So up till here you can remember, okay? But then you can basically calculate. So if I have to find 2 raised to the power 9, it will be 256 into 2. So this will be 12. This will be 5 2 times is 10, 11 and this will be 512. This will be 2 raised to the power 9. Similarly, 2 raised to the power 10. This will be 2, 4, 2, 1024. 2 raised to the power 10 will be 1024. Correct? So this you should know how to calculate the powers of 2. This also comes in handy. So now let us look at question number 1. Question number 1, there are 4 options and they are similar. 3 of them are similar and 1 is different. 1 is different. We have to find the one that is odd one out. Okay? So if you look at these options, let us look at option number 1. We have 19 and 114. Option number 2 is 17 and 102. Option number 3 is 28 and 164. And option number 4 is 12 and 72. So here I can see if I multiply 19 by 6. 9 6 are 54. So 5 over here. 6 into 1 is 6 plus 5, 11. So I'll get 114. Similarly, if I see over here, 28 into 6, 48. This is 12 plus 4, 168. So this is different. Now let us check for option number 2. So if I multiply 17 into 6, this will be 42. 4 will be carried. 6 into 1, 6 plus 4, 10. 102. So this is same. And over here, 12 into 6 will be how much? 72. So I can see in option number 1, 3, 1, 2 and 4, I have basically multiplied by 6. Correct? In option number 1, 2 and 4. But in option number 3, this is different. It is not multiplication by 6. Therefore, option number 3 will be the odd one out. Clear? Now let us move on to question number 2. In question number 2, again 4 options are given to us and we have to identify which of them is the odd one out. So if I look over here, if I see these numbers, individual numbers, okay, if I look at these numbers, I can see the relationship. So basically 7 into 6 will give me 42. Correct? Over here also 5 into 5 will give me 25. Similarly, 4 into 4 will give me 16. So, 2 into 8 will give me 16 and not 56. So, in each of these options except 2, the digits of the first number, let's call it A1 and A2. So, A1 and A2 were being multiplied to get B. Okay, this was the logic. We were basically multiplying A1 and A2 to get B. But this logic did not follow in option number 2. Therefore, option number 2 will be the odd one out. Clear? Now, question number 3. Question number 3, again 4 options are given and we have to find the one which is odd one out. So if I look at over here, 8 and 104, 12 and 146, 11 and 143 and 5 and 65. So here I can see there's a simple multiplication of 13. 5 into 13 will give me 65. Here also I can see there's a simple multiplication of 13. 13 into 8 will give me 104. Here also I can see there's a simple multiplication of 13. I have told you a trick whenever you have to multiply any number by 11. Let me repeat. So let's say if you have a number like 13 and you have to multiply it by 11. Okay, one is your normal method. You'll do 13 into 11 and you'll find out. But there is another method. So first we will write the number at this place. Okay, then we will add these two numbers. So 1 plus 3 will give me 4. And then I will write this number 143. So this is 13 times. Similarly, if let's say you have to multiply 25 and 11. Okay, so first I will write 5. Then I will do 5 plus 2, that is 7. And then I will write 2. So 11 into 25 will give me 275. You can do it for any number. Let's say I have to multiply 121 by 11. So you know 11 into 11 into 11 is basically 1331. This is 11 cube, correct? So if you look over here, this is also 11 cube. Let us check. So first I'll write this number. Then I'll add 2 and 1, which will give me 3. Then I'll add this number and this number. So 2 plus 1 will again give me 3. And then I will write this number, which is 1. So here I got 1331. So this is a short trick of multiplying any number by 11. Okay. So in each of these cases, this is multiplication by 3. So we are multiplying the first number by 13 to get the second number. Multiplication by 13 in each case. Now if I multiply 12 and 13, 12 into 13, how much will I get? 12 into 13 will give me 156 and not 146. So this one is the one that is different. Therefore, my answer will be option number 2. Clear? Now, question number 4. 4 options and we have to identify the one that is different. Now, just by looking at these options, I can see that if you know the squares, 2704 is basically the square of 52. Similarly, 1936 is basically the square of 44. 2116. This is the square of 46. But 1984 is not a perfect square. We have a square of 44. That is 1936 over here. And we have then the square of 45, which is more than this number. So basically, this is not a perfect square. This is square of 52. This is square of 44. This is square of 46. This number is not a perfect square. Therefore, this will be the odd one out. Okay. Now let us move on to question number 5. So again, 2 numbers are given to us in each option. So they might bear a relationship. Now let us see at this first option. So here I can see this is 360. Correct? This is closer to 343. Similarly, this is close to 1728. This is very close to 1331 and this is very close to 216. Correct? So this is 1331 is 11 cube, 216 is 6 cube and 1728 is 12 cube and 343 is 7 cube. Correct? So let us see over here. If I do 12 cube and I add 12 into it, so I'll get 1728 plus 12. So this will be how much? This will be 10, 4, 1740. Correct? So here what logic I've used? If this is A and this is B, I have cubed the A. I have added A to get B. First I have cubed my A, then I have added A to get B. Correct? So let us see if this logic follows for here also. So 6 cube plus 6. So this will be 216 plus 6 will give me 222. So this is correct for this also. Here also let me see. 11 cube plus 11. So 1331 plus 11. So this will be 2, this will be 4 and 1342. So this is correct for option number 2 as well. Now let us look at option number 1. So option number 1 will be 7 cube plus 7. So 343 plus 7 will give me 350 and not 360. So this is different. Therefore, option number 1 will be the correct answer because it is odd one out. Clear? Okay. Now, question number 6. Question number 6, again, big numbers are given to us. So let us try to find their sum. So whenever big numbers are given to us, I try to find their sum because most of the time that is the logic. So if I look over here, 5 plus 3, 8. Correct? Basically 5 plus 3 plus 7 plus 8. So 5 plus 3, 8. 8 plus 8, 16. And 16 plus 7 will give me 23. Correct? Over here, 8 plus 2 plus 7 plus 6. So 7 plus 6 is 13, 8 plus 2 is 10, 10 plus 13 is 23. Over here, 6 plus 3 plus 9 plus 4. So 6 plus 4 is 10, 9 plus 3 is 12. So 10 plus 12 will give me 22. And over here, 7 plus 2 plus 8 plus 6. So 8 plus 2 is 10, 7 plus 6 is 13. So 10 plus 13 will give me again 23. So if I look at option number 1, 2 and 4, the sum is 23. Only in option number 3 we have a different sum, that is 22. Therefore, option number 3 will be the odd one out. Clear? Now, question number 7. Question number 7, again, 2 numbers are given in each option. So they might bear a relationship. Okay. Now in question number 7, I can see 13 and 143. 143 is basically, this is into 11. This is into 10, clearly. Correct? And here also, if I'm getting 288, this is around 16 times. Let me check. 18 into 16. So 6 will give me 48. 6 into 1 will give me 6 plus 4 will give me 10. Now 1 into 8 and 1 into 1. So this will be 8, 8 and 288. Yes. So this is 16 times, this is 11 times and this is 10 times. Correct? Now if I multiply it by 10, I'll get 110. This is not a direct multiplication of 11. Correct? So over here, if I see, this is basically 11 can be written as 13 minus 2. 12 can be 10 can be written as 12 minus 2. Correct? Similarly, 16 can be written as 18 minus 2. Okay? But here I am not sure. Here this is basically, if I look, if this is A and this is B, this is basically A minus A into A minus 2 is giving me B. This is the relationship. A into A minus 2 is giving me B. This is correct for option number 1, option number 2 and option number 3. So if I do it for option number 4, 11 into 11 minus 2 will be equal to 9. So 11 into 9 will give me 99. But over here we have 111. Therefore, option number 4 is different. And option number 4 will be the correct answer to this question. Clear? Now let us move on to question number 8. So 4 options are given to us and we have to identify the one that is different. Now when I look at these options, I can see this is very close to 343, this is very close to 125 and this is very close to 1331. And if I look at here, I can say this is very close to 512. Okay. So now 343 is what? This is 7 cube. Correct? So 344 is 7 cube plus 1. This is 5 cube. 125 is 5 cube. So 126 is 5 cube plus 1. Similarly, this is what? This is 11 cube. 1331 is 11 cube. So this is 11 cube plus 1. And only this option I can see. This is what? This is 8 cube. So this is 8 cube plus 6. So in each case, what we did? We took a perfect cube and we added 1. Correct? When we added 1 to a perfect cube, we got the answer. But in option number 1, we added 6. So therefore, option number 1 is the odd one out. It does not follow the same logic as others. Okay? Now, let us look at question number 9. Question number 9, 245, 385, 59 and 315. So I can see 245 is divisible by 5. Simple logic, divisible by 5. Similarly, 385 is also divisible by 5. 315 is also divisible by 5. Only 59 is a number which is not divisible by 5. Only this number. Therefore, our correct answer will be option number 3, 59, because this is the only number that is not being divisible by 5. So, simple logic. Correct? Now, let us look at question number 10. So, in again question number 10, 4 options are given to us and we have to identify which of them is the odd one out. So, if I look at these options, let me call this A, this is B, and the middle 2 digits is equal to C. Okay, so A and B and middle digit is C. Middle 2 digits are C. If I look at option number 1, I can see that A into B will give me C. How? 4 into 8 will give me 32. Correct? If I look at option number 2, I can see that 3 into 4 will give me 12. So again, A into B is giving me C. Here also, A into B will give me C. How? 2 into 5 will give me 10. Correct? Now, if I look at option number 3, so A into B is not equal to C in this option. How? 6 into 7 equals to 42, which is not equals to 45. So, in option number 1, in option number 2, and in option number 4, we had the same logic. But in option number 3, it was different. Therefore, option number 3 is the odd one out because it does not follow the same logic as the other options. Okay, so option number 3 will be the correct answer to this question. Now let us look at question number 11. So question number 11, I can see 165, 177, 189 and 123. So if I call this A, B, C, okay, I'm calling these digits as A, B and C. If I look at option number 1, I can see that A plus C is giving me B. Correct? How? 1 plus 5 is giving me 6. Over here, option number 3, I can see that A plus C is giving me B. So 1 plus 8 is giving me 9. Similarly, option number 4, I can see A plus C is giving me B. So 1 plus 2 is giving me 3. Correct? So here I can see the same logic being followed in option number 1, 3 and 4. Now if I look at option number 2, A plus B is not equals to C. How? 1 plus 7 equals to 8, which is not equals to 7. Correct? So over in option number 2, we have a different logic, which is not as similar to 1, 3 and 4. In option number 2, I have the logic that A into C is giving me B. So 1 into 7 is giving me 7. This is a different logic. Over here, we were using the logic of addition. Correct? So option number 2 is different. Therefore, it is the odd one out. Okay? Then we have question number 12. Question number 12 again, and let me say this is A, B and C. Okay, this is A, B and C. Now, if I look over here, if I add A and C, and if I divide it by 2, I am getting B. This is the logic. How? Let me do it for option number 1. So option number 1, 2 plus 4 divided by 2. This will be 6 by 2, which will give me 3. Correct? Similarly, if I check for option number 2. So option number 2, 6 plus 8 divided by 2. 6 plus 8 is 14. 14 divided by 2 is giving me 7. So this logic is correct for option number 2 as well. If I look at option number 3, 3 plus 5 divided by 2. So this will be 8. Divided by 2 will be 4. So this logic, this particular logic is correct for option number 1, 2 and 3. But if I do it for option number 4, 5 plus 9 divided by 2. So this will be 14 by 2, which is equals to 7, which is not equals to 8. Correct? So option number 4 is the option that does not follow the same logic. Therefore, option number 4 will be the odd one out. Clear? Now let us move on to question number 13. In question number 13, I can see 2 digits. So maybe the relationship is some operations are being done on the first digit to get the second digit. So first number and second number. In each option, we have 2 numbers. Now if I look over here, this is very close to 144. Similarly, if I look over here, this is very close to 121. This is very close to 225. And this is, I would say, slightly close to, this is actually not very close to a perfect square. So if I look at these numbers, if I look at option number 1, this is 12 square. Correct? This is 11 square. And this is 15 square. So what is the logic? If this is A and this is B, let's say, basically A plus 1 square is giving me B. This is the logic. Correct? Because over here, 11 plus 1 square, that is 12 square is 144. And then we are adding 2 into it. So A plus 1 square plus 2 is giving me B. So 144 plus 2 I get 146. Correct? Option number 2. If I look over here, 14 plus 1 square. So this is 15 square. Correct? This is 225. If I add 2 into this, I am getting 227. Okay? If I look over here, 10 plus 1 square. So this is 11 square. 11 square is 121. And if I add 2 into it, I am getting 123. So A plus 1 square plus 2 is giving me B. So this should be the same logic over here. So if I do the same logic, 17 plus 1 whole square. So 18 square. 18 square is 324. Plus 2 should give me 326. But over here we have 326 and over here we have 290. So this is not the logic that is used in option number 4. So in option number 4, we are using a different logic. Therefore, option number 4 is the odd one out. Clear? Now let us look at question number 14. So over here again 2 numbers are given to us. So maybe they would bear a relationship with each other. So if I look over here 20 and this is close to 140. So this is probably 7 times. Over here if this is 40 and this is let's say 280. Correct? So around 7 times. Here also if this is 30 and this is around 210. Around 7 times. And similarly if this is 40 into 7 times will give me around 7 into 4 will give me around 280. So maybe they bear similar relationships. That is multiplication by 7. So let me check. So if I look at option number 1, 39 into 7 will give me how much? This will be 3, 6 over here, 27, 273. And if I subtract 3 from it, I'll get 270. Correct? If I check over here, 31 7 times will give me 217. And if I subtract 3, I'm getting 214. So the logic is very clear. If this is A and this is B, basically I am multiplying A by 7 and then I'm subtracting it by 3 to get my B. This logic is being followed in option number 1 and option number 2. Now let us check for option number 4. So option number 4, if I do 37 into 7, so 7, 7, 49 and 7 into 3, 20, 259. And if I subtract 3, I'll get 256. Correct? Now if I look at option number 3, so this is correct for option number 4 as well. Option number 3, 21 into 7, this will be 7, 147. And if I subtract 3, I'll get 144 and not 154. So for option number 3, this is not the correct logic. Therefore, option number 3 would be the odd one out. Clear? For every option 1, 2 and 4, this logic was being used. Multiplication by 7 and then subtraction by 3. Now let us look at question number 15. So again 2 numbers. Now, but they are very close to each other. So let us see. If I look at these 2 digits, okay, I am looking at these 2 digits. Let me call them A, B, and I am calling this C. Okay, so let me check for 1. If I do 8 square minus 2 square, so it will be 64 minus 4, which will be equal to 60. Correct? If I do 4 square minus 2 square, so difference between A square and B square. Okay, mod. Difference between A square and B square is giving me C. I am assuming this is the logic. So if I check over here, 4 square minus 2 square, so 16 minus 4 will give me 12. This is correct for second option also. Now if I look over here, 9 square minus 3 square. So 9 square is 81 minus 9 will give me 72. So it is correct for option number 3 as well. Now if I look at option number 4, 7 square minus 5 square. So 7 square is 49 minus 25. So this is equals to 24. So here we have 24 and here we have 38. So these are not equal. Therefore, option number 4 is the odd one out. Correct? So this logic of difference between A square and B square was giving us C. Why have placed them in mod? Because over here B was greater than A and over here A is greater than B. So that is the reason this is in mod. Okay. So this concludes today's lecture. Thank you.